the panda who didn't like black and white. Once in the middle of a bright, sunny forest lived a little panda named Bao Bao. He had soft, fluffy fur, black around his eyes and ears, and white everywhere else. All the other animals thought he looked adorable, but Bao Bao didn't feel special at all. "Why do I look like a black and white cookie?" he sighed one morning while looking into a puddle. "Even the skunks have stripes. And parrots? They look like walking fruit salad." Every morning, Bao Bao would see butterflies with glowing wings and frogs with shiny green bellies. He'd see flowers in orange, pink, purple, and blue. "Why can't I look like that?" he grumbled. Even the mud had more color than him after it rained. "I'm tired of looking like a walking TV with no color." One day, while he was munching on his favorite bamboo, a brilliant idea bounced into his brain like a kangaroo. "What if I became colorful too?" he gasped. His eyes lit up like fireflies. "Yes, I'll paint myself with nature's colors." And just like that, the black and white panda planned to turn into a walking rainbow. The next morning, Bao Bao woke up earlier than the sun. He tiptoed out of his bamboo bed and grabbed his magic tools: a bunch of squishy berries, some sticky flower petals, and a tiny spoon he took from a picnic basket. "Let the coloring begin," he said with a big panda grin. First, he smushed the red berries on his cheeks. "Ooh, tomato cheeks," he giggled. Then he rolled on orange petals. "Now I'm a sunrise panda." Next, Bao Bao dipped his paws into some muddy puddles filled with green moss. "Hello, swamp paws," he laughed. Soon his white belly turned yellow from dandelions, and his tail was covered in blue butterfly dust. "I look like a candy explosion," Bao Bao shouted happily. Bao Bao danced around the forest like a rainbow on legs. "I'm no longer black and white. I'm Panda Lightful," he said. But then he stopped. The squirrels were staring. The birds had paused mid-tweet. Even the ants were looking up. "Uh-oh," Bao Bao whispered. "Did I go too far?" He started to feel a little tickle in his tummy. Was it butterflies or embarrassment? A parrot flew down and squawked, "What happened to you, Panda? Did a rainbow sneeze on you?" The other animals started giggling. "I made myself fabulous," Bao Bao said proudly, standing tall with berry juice dripping from his eyebrows. A monkey clapped. "You look like a fruit salad wearing socks." Bao Bao blinked. Was that a compliment? Then a little tortoise crawled up and said, "You're the most colorful thing I've ever seen, even more than the carnival snail." Bao Bao beamed. A few bunnies joined in. "We want to paint ourselves too." Soon, the jungle turned into a color party. Flowers flew, berries burst, and animals giggled as they painted each other with leaf stamps and muddy prints. Everyone looked silly and happy, except one animal. A wise old owl landed on a branch. He didn't say a word. He just stared at Bao Bao with big round eyes. "Is something wrong, Mr. Owl?" Bao Bao asked. The owl blinked. No, I'm just wondering, why change what's already wonderful?" Bao Bao tilted his head. "But black and white is boring," he said. "Colors are exciting." The owl nodded slowly. "Colors are exciting, yes, but your black and white made you different. It made you, well, you." Bao Bao blinked. "But I want to be noticed." The owl chuckled. "Oh, little panda, being noticed isn't always the same as being loved." Bao Bao sat under a tree and stared at his berry-stained paws. "Do I not like me? Just the way I am?" he whispered. The owl sat beside him. "It's okay to play, to try new things. But remember, there's magic in being you, even in black and white." Bao Bao looked down at his tummy, still sticky with dandelion goo. Then he laughed. "I am a little silly, huh?" The owl hooted. "A very silly panda." Bao Bao smiled. "Okay, maybe I don't need to change forever. Maybe I just like having fun with colors sometimes, and that's okay too." The owl nodded. Now that's a rainbow thought. After the jungle color party, things got a little sticky. The frogs had yellow spots, the flamingos turned orange, and one squirrel looked like a squished watermelon. "Uh-oh," said Bao Bao. "We might have gone color crazy." "I think it's bath time," said the parrot, trying to flap off his flower hat. So all the animals marched to the river, giggling and splashing. Bao Bao jumped in with a giant splash. A wave of purple and green flew through the air. Soon all the colors washed away, leaving everyone clean, and Bao Bao back to his black and white self. Bao Bao looked at his reflection in the water. No more red cheeks, no more flower belly, just plain panda. He frowned a little, but then a tortoise splashed water at him and said, "Still the coolest panda I know." And suddenly, Bao Bao smiled. He felt warm inside, even without rainbow fur. That night, Bao Bao sat under the starry sky. He looked up and saw a rainbow-colored moon. Well, maybe it was just a sleepy parrot flying by. Still, it made him think. "I don't need to be a rainbow to feel colorful," he whispered. "I can be me and still shine." He thought about the owl's words. "Being loved is better than being noticed," he repeated. Then he looked at his paws and wiggled his little panda toes. "These paws are good for painting, hugging, and bamboo holding. That's pretty cool, right?" He giggled to himself. Before sleeping, Bao Bao rolled on a patch of soft purple flowers. Just for fun. "I'll always be me," he said with a yawn, "but sometimes I'll be a sparkly me." And with that, he snuggled into a pile of petals and dreamed of flying popsicles and polka dot clouds. The next day, Bao Bao noticed something funny. Even after his colorful bath, some berry stains stayed behind. His left ear had a faint pink patch. One paw still looked a little green. And his belly? Well, it shimmered just a tiny bit when the sun hit it. Bao Bao touched his cheek and smiled. I guess a little color did stick around. But more than that, the giggles, the fun, and the feeling of being seen stayed in his heart. He looked at the trees, the flowers, the sky, and then at himself. Maybe black and white is just the canvas, he said thoughtfully, and I get to add the rest. That afternoon, the wise owl returned, gliding silently onto Bao Bao's favorite bamboo branch. How does it feel, he asked, to be back in your own fur? Bao Bao thought for a moment. At first, it felt like going back to boring. He looked at his paws. But now, it feels like going back to me. And that's not so boring after all. The owl gave a proud little hoot. The forest doesn't need a panda that's anything else but Bao Bao, but it's lucky to have one who knows how to sparkle inside. Bao Bao's eyes lit up. So, can I still play with color sometimes? Of course, said the owl. As long as you remember who's underneath. Bao Bao started a new routine. Every week, he and his friends had color play day. They painted with berry juice, stamped leaves, and wore hats made of twigs and petals. Even the owls joined, sort of. One wore a purple flower like a crown. But on most days, Bao Bao stayed in his regular black and white fur. And something amazing happened. Animals came to him not because he looked different, but because he felt different. He listened more, laughed louder, hugged tighter. Bao Bao didn't need rainbow fur to be special. He just needed to believe that he already was. One quiet evening, Bao Bao lay on his back, watching stars blink in the sky like sleepy fireflies. He remembered his reflection in the puddle, the silly parade, the splashy bath, the owl's wise eyes. I thought I had to change to be noticed, he whispered. But really, I just had to notice myself. He wiggled his black and white toes and smiled. I'm Bao Bao, sometimes colorful, sometimes not. Always me. So, if you ever feel like you're just black and white, or plain, or too quiet, or too loud, remember Bao Bao. You don't have to look like a rainbow to shine like one. Being different is what makes you special, and being yourself is the best color of all.